What's up, dudes? It is your boy Scubar back here with Season 3 of the Baseball Draft League. I know I kind of stopped recording videos at the end of Season 2, but you know what? Here we are for Season 3. We again are the Jellicent Jams. We'll actually start hopping into the match here. It's a long one, so I'm not doing any team previews, but we're going up against the congratulatory champion of Baseball Season 2, Coach BygDyl. This season rocking the triple Iron Crown. He has a team of Iron Crown, Ogerpon, Wellspring, Dondozo, Snorlax, Charizard, Indeedee Male, Pelipper, Sceptile, Drifblim, and Tatsugiri, which you can see the 6 he's bringing this week are Dondozo, Sceptile, Indeedee Male, Tatsugiri, Ogerpon, Wellspring, and Iron Crown. I'm really honored to be going up against him the first round. Coach Dylan's a great player. And yeah, I'm excited to see not only how this match goes, but how the entire season goes. This is game 1. We, the Jellicent Jams, have a team of Iron Boulder, Rillaboom, Annihilate, Mousehold, Primarina, Cantonian Moltres, Alolan Muck, Sandy Shocks, Klefki, and Glaceon. Which you can see the 6 I'm bringing this week are Rillaboom, Alolan Muck, Sandy Shocks, Klefki, Annihilate, and Glaceon. I'll be honest, I wasn't looking at the 6 I just locked in there. I'm pretty sure I locked in Choice Scarf Annihilate with Final Gambit first, because I can Final Gambit everything except the Dondozo. I didn't bring Iron Boulder this week because you can see how many water and grass types he has, plus the very scary Dondozo Tatsugiri core. So I just went with what I went and everything. The Glaceon has Haze and Freeze Dry. That's really going to be my best Dondozo answer if I can get it set up properly. And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this season. I love the new DLC that just came out. Brought out a bunch of great mons. This is a Regulation F. We have, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 20 players in this league this season. It's a very stacked roster, very stacked league and everything. There's 2 conferences, the Incarnate Conference and the Therian Conference. We are in the Incarnate Conference, and then there's 2 divisions. The Jellicent Jams, are in the Wild Bolt division of the Incarnate Conference, and Coach BygDyl of the Triple Iron Crown is in the Bleakwind Conference. So, anyways, yeah, getting into the match here, he leads Dondozo Iron Crown versus my Annihilate and Alolan Muck. So, I predict that he's not gonna switch in Tatsugiri here, because even if he does switch in Tatsugiri, I can just switch out Annihilate and then save it as a Choice Scarf Cleaner at the end. So I Final Gambit into the Iron Crown just to get it removed and everything. And I want to start seeing, most likely it's leftovers, what this item is from Dondozo. So I go for the knockoff. And yeah. They actually withdraw the Dondozo, so it's nice. They're not going for the Dondozo Tatsugiri right away, but I know that's what he probably has in the background or in the back for cleanup. And he brings out the Indeedee Male to set up that Psychic Surge. So probably going for an Expanding Force, but with that Choice Scarf, Final Gambit, we just take a trade for a trade kind of deal. I'm sure he knew, since he didn't see the Mousehold this week, that that was probably a Choice Scarf Final Gambit. But did the job, and we get a great amount of damage off onto the Indeedee, revealing the Focus Sash right there. So that's just good information to know. And now knowing that he's got Dondozo Tatsugiri in the back, I'm debating which one I want to send in here. Sargassum, the Muck's on the field, so do I send in Cynthia or Diddle? And I think I send Diddle here, but Glaceon might have been the better move, just to, obviously hindsight 2020, just to be ready for the Haze and be ready to threaten with Dazzling Gleams. So yeah, exactly. So this turn I was like, okay, he's gonna switch out he's either gonna switch out the Indeedee into the Tatsugiri, or he just wants me to KO it so he gets a free switch in. But I wasn't gonna let him do that quite for free, so I just ignore the Indeedee, And I was like, you know what, we'll just attack right, we'll just double up right into this Dondozo. Because also, what's this Indeedee gonna do? But Coach Dill, you know, being the champion that he is, the great player that he is, he makes a great move and he goes for the protect. So basically nullifying this turn. Psychic does alright damage. Because yeah, I wanted to get a U-turn out into the Dondozo so I could have Glaceon set up, and again, so I could remove these, whatever this item is, but, yeah, that was a great call, and so after seeing that turn, I was like, you know what, and I was like, fine, I was just like, if he wants me to knock out the Indeedee, I was like, I'll knock out the Indeedee, and I was like, just, and be ready, because at least with the U-turn, I'll be in a position to have Glaceon out. And again, I just want to go for the knockoff just to start hindering this Dondozo as soon as possible, even in draft. Dondozo Tatsugiri is very scary, because that's literally the reason I drafted Glaceon right at the end, because Muck does get Haze on my team, but when I was team building, I originally had Haze on this, but I just felt super weak to his Psy Spam core of Indeedee and Iron Crown not having like another Dark-type move that's not knockoff. So now, Dylan makes a great move. He actually decides to save the Indeedee and switches out the Indeedee into the Tatsugiri to get this commander off. It's just so funny. We had just our turns swapped up and everything. And he goes for the order up, which does huge damage into my Rillaboom. So I get the U-turn off into... Well, no, I don't, because I targeted the Tatsugiri. And yeah, so now I'm still stuck with a +3 Dondozo in, and my Glaceon is not in the field. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I felt that coming, and I tried to get my mic in, but, or get my mic muted, excuse me, but, yeah, so anyway, so this Dondozo's looking a little scary because I don't have Glaceon in to be able to, haze away the stats and everything. So, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, Glaceon, I believe is just Terra Ice, so I didn't give Glaceon a Terra. Oh, there we go. That time I did get the mic muted before I sneezed and everything. Of course this starts happening right as about I sneeze. And then I realized Rillaboom's too and Rillaboom's a Terra Fire. Plus he's just too low, so I'm like, alright, if I'm gonna Terra anyone here, I'm like, I might as well just Terra the Muck, just start getting some extra damage on my Dark-type crunches. He goes for another order up. Great move. And so now he's at +4. And I'll be honest, this game's looking kinda Jover. Because this Glaceon is 252 HP, 252 plus defense. So I can take a +2 Wave Crash and everything, so... but I'm sure he knows the Haze is coming out now, and this Dondozo is at +4 thanks to those two order ups. So, this Wave Crash comes out, and yeah, Glaceon absolutely does not take that whatsoever, being at +4. So, kind of like, yeah, and then Muck cannot do enough damage to get through a commander boosted +2 Dondozo, so. Rip. Yeah, and kind of deal. I didn't even get the Indeedee knockout 2 to make it like a 2-1 and everything, because we just had our turns the complete opposite and everything, so I'm like, alright. Yeah, I just realized, I feel like I brought the correct mons, maybe not Annihilate kind of deal, because even though, yes, I did get the final Gambit off, in the end, it really didn't do much, because I can't final Gambit the Dondozo due to it having more health than the Annihilate. So, and I just really don't feel like doing a final Gambit if I'm not getting the return KO. So I just realized I really just need to get my Glaceon in a proper position before this thing can get set up with the at least +2 order ups and everything. If it gets set up with Commander, that's fine, because like I said, I can take... The Glaceon is fully defensive kind of deal. And so the Wave Crash comes out, and yeah, not a great start to Season 3 here. Going down 0-1 versus the champion of the league, a very talented, a very respected player. with honestly a very scary looking team. So, well, we just got some time here. Yeah, I'd like to say how thankful I am to be in part of this league. I'm proud of my showing last season, even though we fell a little bit in playoffs to Coach Downfall. Coach Downfall prepped and played really well. He's got his video up on his side of the channel on how the playoffs went. So unfortunately, I got knocked out first round. But you know what? We're gonna come back here stronger than ever. I'm really proud of this team I've drafted because I don't think people see it and everything. I don't think people see what I've seen. I mean, obviously I've got Mouse Ape, and obviously I hope that's kind of like the good enough distraction. But I think it's really, really well rounded. I think it gives me lots of tools, gives me lots of coverage, not too many weaknesses. And oh crap, I wasn't looking at what I drafted, what I brought in for the second game. But I knew I wanted to leave Annihilate at home and everything. So because I wanted to go with the screens route this time with Klefki, I was like, all right, we're just gonna try to take these hits kind of deal. So I led Klefki. What did I lead? Klefki Muck with Sandy Shocks and Annihilate, and no, not Annihilate, Glaceon in the back, because I have to bring Glaceon for this Dondozo. Muck just does great into this team with the Dark and Poison combination plus knockoff. And then I left Rillaboom home and everything just because I just didn't feel like I necessarily needed the grassy terrain nor the fake out. And like you see, he just didn't do too much last game and everything. And I mean, yeah, I went with the Assault Vest here. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, I went with the Assault Vest because this was another answer for this expanding his size spam mode. But maybe hindsight changing that item to maybe like a Miracle Seed or possibly even the Rocky Helmet. Seeing how physical Coach Dylan's team is. But anyway, here we go, round 2. I need to win both of these next matches to win this set. So he changes up a little bit. He goes for the Unburdened Fast mode with Indeedee Sceptile. And so I was only a little bit familiar with Sceptile's game at this point because I knew it gets the Unburden here. I was like, alright, it's gonna have the Psychic Seed for the Unburden here. But I didn't really know what else it was gonna do. And I know, it's funny, I know Sceptile, I think, I went for the Reflect here when I probably actually should have gone for the Light Screen. Because I thought for the chance that Sceptile might be physical, even though its special attack is higher. I guess I'm just so used to, like, a Leaf Blade Sceptile. So I go for the Reflect here, and either way it's gonna help with the Dondozo in the long run. But I should have gone for the Light Screen there, as they go for the Shed Tail. And as soon as I see that Unburdened Shed Tail, I'm shaking a little bit. I am like, that is genius from Coach Dill. I was not aware of that whatsoever, because now he gets the Dondozo in behind a substitute here. Dazzling Gleam comes out, tickles both of my mons and everything. And again, I get the Indeedee down to its Focus Sash here. Critical Hit doesn't matter, because again, it would have lived on the Focus Sash. But I'm now looking at this Dondozo, who not only just swept my team last time, but is now behind a sub. And kind of actually something that I didn't want. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but I got the Poison Touch onto the Indeedee. So now I'm like, great. I'm like, now he gets a free switch into Tatsugiri. And I am like, oh no. So now this Dondozo is going to be set. It's the same thing. Like, this Dondozo is set up behind a sub, and I don't have my Glaceon out on the field yet for a haze. So he actually goes out with the Sceptile here, and I'm wondering if he actually has enough HP to do a second Shed Tail into the Tatsugiri, so then not only is the Dondozo set up behind a sub, but the Tatsugiri is as well. So just to nullify the wave crashes coming out, that's literally the only reason I have Sunny Day here, is to negate his water type moves coming out, just to make them a little bit weaker. So I go for the Sunny Day on Klefki, just to have it set up. And I'm like, alright, I need to have Glaceon in for when this Tatsugiri comes in, so I can haze and everything. So I can haze, and like even when he attacks Cynthia, the Glaceon, like I said, especially even within the Sun too, like I'll be able to take any attack from +2, but if he gets up, I think even like one order up, I don't take that attack. So he doesn't actually go for the Shed Tail. I guess he just maybe he realized he doesn't have enough HP, like he can't do it twice. But he just switches right out into the Tatsugiri. So now, again, here is what I was scared about. It's the Dondozo set up with the Tatsugiri behind a sub. I get the switch out from Muck, Sargassum, into Cynthia the Glaceon. For those of you who don't know what Sargassum is, it's an aquatic plant and everything that it's an aquatic seaweed that when it floats around in the ocean, and when it meets others, it bunches up and everything, and then when it comes to shore and it rots away on the shores, A, it's a pain in the butt to clean up, and B, it smells horrible. Anyway, so they go into the Earthquake. So now I know it's at least its full set. It's Protect, Wave Crash, Order Up, and Earthquake. A pretty standard Dondozo set kind of deal. Now that, yeah, you can see, especially with the Reflect Up, with the sun and everything, and just with how bulky Glaceon is. Because I don't think people realize, Glaceon's got like 110 defense and everything. Its highest is that's 130 stats special attack, which is fine. But then 65 HP and 110 defense. I'm just like, that's honestly kind of respectable. So with that speed, here comes the Order Up. They get a crit, which I was really scared about. But you can see we take that. We get our Wiki Berry off. And I was just like, cool. We can get the haze off. This Dondozo is neutralized. I'm a little shocked how a +2 foul play doesn't break the sub. But I guess maybe that's because it's got the +2 defense booster. No, because it's +3. Sorry, it got the Order Up. So a +3 foul play does not break. Does not do 25% to a +2 Dondozo. I just found that very interesting kind of deal. So I'm like, alright, I'm like, I'm like, Klefki's done his job. I'm like, it's got the screen up. I don't necessarily need light screen now. Hindsight 2020, I probably should have, but maybe not, because this foul play breaks the sub here, and I'm able to get a huge freeze dry off. They go for the Earthquake, and they just want to take out my Klefki and just start getting some damage onto my Glaceon. But now that this thing's lost all its boosts and everything, this freeze dry comes out, and that does so much damage. It looks great. It hurts so much. So I'm like, alright, I'm like, I can take another, I'm like, especially with the Reflect, I'm like, I can take another one of whatever this thing has to throw at me. And I send out Static the Sandy Shocks here. This is a shout out to Coach Ted. Coach Ted, this thing keeps being put into the B tier. And I think Coach Ted just showed me last season how valuable this Paradoxmon is as a B tier. Electric Ground is great offensive typing. It's got great special attack, great speed, and everything. And yeah, basically, so I'm scared of not only the Wave Crash, but the Earthquake here. So I go for the Terra onto Static here, the Sandy Shocks, to the Terra Flying. He goes for the Protect just to scout it out, just to get a little bit more lefties HP and everything. I'm like, that's fine, it's a good play and everything. And because honestly, my next plan here is I'm like, alright, I get the Thunderbolt off into the Dondozo, which is great. I'm like, so I take out the Dondozo, and then I get the Freeze Dry off, +4 into the the ×4 effective Freeze Dry into the Tatsugiri. And we already know the Focus Sash is on the Indeedee, so I'm assuming this Tatsugiri is going to be Choice Scarfed, and I was like, Freeze Dry should be a one-hit KO. And I was like, alright, that's pretty confident. And then a half HP Scizor in the back. I've got Poison Jab on Muck, so that's feeling. So now, especially, yeah, now that I got Glaceon set up this time, I got Glaceon in a position where I can haze without the Dondozo knocking it out before Dondozo gets too set up. I didn't consider this at the time. Hindsight 2020, I should have considered it now. But he Terras the Dondozo into Terra Grass, which is very common Terra and everything. But the thing is now this Thunderbolt goes from super effective to a resisted attack. So you can see just how much it just hangs on with a bare sliver. He gets the Order Up. It's some good. It's not. Oh, never mind. It's not good damage. I'm sorry. That did 40 damage. But into my Sandy Shocks, And see, so this is why Dylan is the champion. This is why BygDyl is the champion, because he'll make plays like these. So now the freeze dry had to go into the Dondozo, which means his Tatsugiri is perfectly safe. Kind of, this Tatsugiri, you see there's that little orange sushi sitting there right on the field. And now he's got Sceptile in, and I'm just like, uh-oh. This might be a little bit of a problem, because I'm sure this Tatsugiri's Choice Scarf is just going to Draco Meteor my Sandy Shocks. And then, like I said, because I don't have the light screen up, Glaceon might go down to a Leaf Storm or Giga Drain, whatever, or if it's a physical Sceptile, I don't have to worry about it. But if it's a special Sceptile, I was like, there's a good chance I lose both of my Mons here. Just in case we don't, I go for the Terra Blast into the Sceptile and the Freeze Dry into the Tatsugiri, because those will both one-hit KO or knock out the respective Mons. But yeah, and so Tatsugiri goes for the Draco here, takes out my Sandy Shocks. Great play. And now I'm just like, yeah, this is where I start to realize I was like, am I in trouble here? But and then they go for the Leaf Storm. And Leaf Storm lands and takes out my half HP Glaceon. So I just lose both Mons there, and now I'm stuck with Muck in the back. And at least the benefit, the plus side is we are left with, like, he had to use two, like they're both at half of their special, like -2 special attack, versus my bulky Muck and everything. So I think, yeah, that was it. Just go for the protect, because I play this out right. I'm like, I get as much leftovers recovery as possible, kind of deal. Yeah, they go for the Draco Meteor, and what else? What do they go here? Because the Leaf Storm, that's right, kind of deal. Leaf Storm, yeah, like I'm not worried about and everything because I'm a poison type, but I guess in hindsight 2020, I should have tried to go for the Tatsugiri first. I get my leftovers HP back, just get as much HP as possible. Reflect wears off, that's fine. These are two special attackers. But I'm like, alright, let's just get this down. I go for the Sceptile here, because I know the Poison Jab will 100% take out Sceptile from this HP, where I was concerned that I didn't have a way to knock the one-hit KO this Tatsugiri in one shot. So I'm pretty sure Knockoff doesn't one-hit KO, Poison Jab, nor Crunch will one-hit KO. So he goes for the Draco, Sargasm, miss, it avoids attack. Is that lucky? Yeah, it's at -2, and this thing is bulky, so I don't think it mattered in the long run. If he had gotten a crit, maybe that's a completely different story, because that's the thing, because even though he's got the special attack drops, if he gets any crits, that could drastically change the game here and everything. We go for the Poison Jab, and everything, so Sceptile's gone, so now we're down to the 1v1. Same thing, I just play this out correct. I go for the Protect, my little bit of leftovers recovery, get another Draco out, and I probably should have been doing the calcs at this time, how much a crit Draco Meteor does, kind of deal. But, yeah, anyways, I'm like, alright, here we go. I want to keep this thing locked into Draco Meteor. I don't know if it's got any other moves, and you can just see how much a -2 Draco Meteor does. So now the thing is just -4, so that's why I don't know if a crit would have mattered. I go for the Poison Jab because I want to keep this thing locked into Draco Meteor to see lowering the special attack. I don't want to give it the opportunity to switch up moves, kind of deal, because either way, I'm pretty sure it's going to be outspeeding me. We get the poison, which is nice and everything. It's not just another way to secure the game. I don't think I needed it because I would have just protected. It doesn't change what I would have done. I go for the Protect, get my little bit of leftovers recovery, and I didn't actually realize he didn't PP up his Mons, so now he goes to the Struggle. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, it's a good thing I really didn't go for the knockoff there and everything kind of deal. But it doesn't matter because I get my little leftovers recovery back, the poison gets off, and the poison's actually enough to take out the Tatsugiri. I would have just gone for the knockoff there to A, confirm the Choice Scarf, and B, just done a little bit of damage there, assuming I don't get crit Draco Meteor. Well, actually, no, it couldn't because it was locked into Struggle, so. Well, I don't even think I would have gotten the chance to knock off. I think it would have Struggle KO'd itself first. So, I got my Glaceon set up right that time, and I'm like, alright, we're in a we're in this now. I was like, we're tied 1-1. It's coming down to just like ladder. It comes down to just a best of 1. And he now knows how the Glaceon works into my, or into his Dondozo. And, again, so I recognize, like, I need these 3. I'm like, the Klefki, the screens worked great last time. The Sunny Day helped with the wave crashes and everything. And then Foul Play is just consistent damage. So I bring third down, because it's third downs are always the key play. You always use in college football, you at least in Virginia Tech and everything. Whenever it's the opponent's third down, you take out your keys and you just start jingling them around to make lots of noise and everything. So the key play is always third down. Sargasm has just been Sargasm. I am thoroughly glad I picked you up and everything because I was debating between that and Overquill, but Sargasm's been putting in the work. And then this time I decide just to go, I don't know why I went with Rillaboom this time and everything. I think it was just a gut intuition and everything. I was just like, I was like Sandy Shocks did fine. Sandy Shocks did good. But give me the Assault Vest, give me the Fake Out options, give me the Grassy Surge kind of deal. So I just go with Diddle my Rillaboom. You can see he's taking his time here and everything. So I'm sure he's thinking about which mode he wants to go with. Does he want to go just straight down Dozo Tatsugiri? Does he want to get the Unburden up again? Does he want to do Psy Spam? Does Ogerpon come this time? Because I originally, when I first drafted my team and everything in the draft board, and instead of Rillaboom, I just had Teal Mask Ogerpon as my grass type. But then I realized I already had Follow Mead covered with Mousehold, and I don't have Fake Out. And the grassy terrain was really nice, reducing some ground type weaknesses I have between my Iron Boulder, my Sargassum, my Sandy Shocks, my Klefki kind of deal. So that's why I swapped Ogerpon for Rillaboom. But anyways, here we go. So he leads off with the Psy Spam core this time of Iron Crown and DD Mail, and I've got my Klefki and my Alolan Muck here. So I'm running some calcs firsthand here and everything. First of all, the booster energy comes out for booster special attack. Like, this thing is gonna be doing damage, except I'm a dark type and I am resisted here. So obviously, first things I'm gonna do is go for the Light Screen. And then I'm running some calcs here, and a Crunch by itself does not pick up a one-hit KO, but a Terra Dark Crunch does pick up the one-hit KO. Since this is in DD Mail, this in DD does not get Follow Me, so I don't need to worry about that redirection. So I was like, you know what, screw it, we're gonna go for the Terra Dark, we're gonna one-shot this Iron Crown. Unless he goes for the Terra and reveals the Terra Water. So I was just like, interesting. I was like, interesting decision. I'm sure covering for fire types and everything. And again, you can move your dark type weakness, so I reveal my my Terra Dark right here. Which is like, it's not the end of the world that I don't get this one-hit KO here now with the Crunch, because I've got Rillaboom in the back. So with Grassy Glide, Wood Hammer kind of deal, and I've also got Glaceon with the Freeze Dry. Wow, that Dark Terra is really just sitting right in the face. So but the Light Screen comes out, and I think I would have lived that without the Light Screen, but I don't know if I would have lived that, especially that plus the Dazzling Gleam, since I'm now super effective with that. I've lost my Poison Resist. So Light Screen coming in clutch here. I go for the Crunch. It does good damage and everything. But you see, I realize here, even with the leftovers, that I now go down to another Tachyon Cutter Light Screen, or Tachyon Cutter Dazzling Gleam. So I'm like, uh-oh, that's a little scary. So I protect, just because I protect here just to get a little bit more leftovers recovery. He goes for the Protect too, so that's honestly great, because that's the thing, is he probably wanted a Dazzling Gleam, so then next turn he can get the KO with my Tachyon Cutter and everything. So here comes the Dazzle, the Razzle Dazzle, but into my Protect, so this just is going to do nothing behind a resisted Light Screen Klefki. And I get the Foul Play off to break this chip. And I look at that foul, and I'm like, that is phenomenal damage. And everything. So I get my little bit leftover recovery. And I realize here, and I'm just like, I haven't recovered enough to live another Tachyon Cutter Dazzling Gleam, I believe. So Klefki, I'm like, Klefki's just gonna start outputting damage here and everything. And I'm glad I brought Rillaboom here, because now I can bring out this specially defensive Assault Vest monkey and everything. I was like, alright, because I was like, I'm gonna save Muck in the back, because Muck this whole set has been proven very valuable. And I was just like, you know what? And I was like, Rillaboom, yeah, Rillaboom's got that special defense. So let's just switch out here to take this Tachyon Cutter Dazzling Gleam. Out comes Diddle, the Rillaboom. I chose Sobble in my Sword playthrough, you know, because I'm a Water type guy. But Grookey and the Rillaboom is definitely my favorite starter line from that generation. As I'm a percussionist myself, so I love the drums, I love the monkeys, and he does what I thought he would do. You see, so he goes for the Tachyon Cutter Dazzling Gleam to take out my Muck and everything, which it would have taken out my Muck had I stayed in. And you can see with that light screen with that Assault Vest, Diddle takes that like a champ and everything. So, and now I'm threatening this Iron Crown here with this Terra Water Iron Crown with a grassy glide. So he outcomes Ogerpon this time, and once I see Ogerpon here, I'm very amused. I'm like, did he not bring Dondozo Tatsugiri in the back? I'm like, who's his fourth mon? Because it can't be both Dondozo and Tatsugiri if he's got the Ogerpon here. So what did I do? Did I just Sunny Day? Yeah, he switches out the Iron Crown to save it for later and everything kind of deal. And he brings out the Sceptile, so I'm like, he didn't bring Dondozo Tatsugiri. I'm like, that's now very interesting. First of all, Resisted Glassy Glide just still does phenomenal damage. Oh, I go for the Reflect here, right? I go for the Reflect here to start resisting the damage from this Ogerpon. You can see, look, like I think I would have lived that Ivy Cudgel without the Reflect, but you can just still see how just valuable these screens are, how much damage they're resisting and everything. So. But I'm actually kind of relieved to see that for Game 3, for this game that matters for this set, he left the Dondozo Tatsugiri behind. He's got 2 grass types up, and I'm like, great, so I'll just U-turn, get myself into Glaceon here, save Rillaboom in the end for this Iron Crown kind of deal. So I get the Sunny Day up just to resist these water type Ivy Cudgels. And you can just see, so the Protect comes out from the Sceptile, which is fine and everything kind of deal. But, yeah. That Ivy Cudgel did nothing. And I mean, Klefki, you've been awesome. Klefki, you've really done. You've gotten both screens up. You've been doing great damage with Foul Play. And the Sunny Day was a great call. So, out comes the, so now I'm like, alright, so what do I want to do here? So I guess I just Foul Play. And I don't want to double up onto the Ogerpon here, because A, the Sceptile just protected, so it can't protect, and B, I was curious about if the Ogerpon's going to Spiky Shield kind of deal. So the Ogerpon, so they go for the Shed Tail, which is fine. I was like, you know, trying to make a last minute come back and everything to get the Iron Crown behind a substitute kind of deal, so that way it would be at least be able to take 1 Grassy Glide. The U-turn comes out. Am I shocked that this breaks the substitute? I'll be honest, a little bit. I'm a little shocked that broke the substitute. I guess he might just be running a fully offensive one. But yeah. So I get Glaceon out here now, and I'm just because I'm like, all right, I'm like 2 water types and a grass type in the back. I am like my freeze dry, and especially again that freeze dry is ×4 effective into this Ogerpon as well. I'm like we just start spamming freeze dry here kind of deal. So yeah, I'm just taking a check. I'm just looking at how many turns of everything I've got left. Realistically, the important thing I want to keep track of is not necessarily the screens, but how long I've got Grassy Glide up left and everything, or Grassy Terrain, because if I need to reset it, I just want to be able to, so that way I can have the priority Grassy Glide onto this Iron Crown with Rillaboom. And Klefki, you've been doing your job. You've been great and everything kind of deal. But I'm like, I just need to be getting more offensive now into this late game. So I would put you in the back, maybe get up a second screen later if I need to. And out comes out my Pterodart Sargassum. The super effective Tachyon Cutter comes out, and you can see I'm like, alright, so I'm like, my berry activates here, and that's fine. But the berry doesn't activate, because 172 divided by 4 is 43, and before that Horn Leech, I lived on 44 HP. So I was like, oh shit. But the Horn Leech comes out, these 252 defense EVs, plus the Reflective comes out, and I live on 2 HP. So I was like, oh, thank God and everything. So the 2 HP live was crucial, especially because it allows me to get the berry up and everything. And I think it's also part of it's also the thing is this grassy terrain healing. Because if I didn't have grassy terrain up, I wouldn't have gotten that 2 extra HP from the turn Sylveon switched in. Well, no, never mind, because I came in at full HP. So I guess never mind. But still, I was just like, oh, I was just like, thank God, because I was 1 HP away. Literally, if I had gotten 43 HP, my berry would have activated, but that was 44 HP. And so now I'm like, all right, I'm like, it's a 4 versus 2. And I'm like, I'm feeling pretty confident about this game, especially, again, because he didn't bring the Dondozo Tatsugiri for this third game. He's got 2 grass types left versus my Glaceon, versus my poison type and my ice type. So, I'm feeling pretty good. What did I do? I just poison jab, freeze dry. The Leaf Storm comes out. Bless the light screen. I live on 1 HP, and I'm just like, Glaceon, you have just been the bulkiest girl around. Glaceon, you've been doing your work. Living up to the name of Cynthia. So, because that allows her to take the Horn Leech. So Muck is then free to get off an attack. I don't think a Horn Leech, but especially behind Reflect, and even though it is neutral, I don't think it would have done anything to, or not enough to, my Muck here, because again, Muck is bulky. And so the Poison Jab takes out the Sceptile, and we're now stuck again. So I get the grassy terrain back up, which is fine and everything. And I predict, I'm like, he's going to see a Spiky Shield here. Just looking at what I got, how many turns of Reflect I have and everything. So I'm like, I know he's going to Spiky Shield here. So that's why I go for the Protect. And I don't even need to risk it. No, wait, what? Oh. No, I thought, oh, never mind, I guess. No, I guess Muck is the one I switch out kind of deal. To get Klefki in to set up another Reflect here. Out comes the Spiky Shield. Which I knew was coming, but I guess, I got Grassy Terrain up, so it's fine, it's no biggie kind of deal. Again, I really don't see a way, especially with the sun up, this Ogerpon can beat my Rillaboom plus Screens Klefki. So, Grassy Terrain putting in the work. I've still got 2 more turns of Reflect and everything. The sun went away. So what? No, I just do for foul play here. Because it just spiked the shield. So yeah, I know they can't get that much damage off and everything. They go for the Horn Leech, which is fine. Out comes the Wood Hammer. Huge Chunkaroo. Great damage. Good job, Rillaboom. And then foul play comes up with the cleanup here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a 2-1 reverse sweep against the Season 2 champion, the Triple Crown, great Coach Dylan, to start Season 3 of the Beastball Draft League off 1-0. GG's to Dylan. Yeah, you are a fantastic player. You're a very smart player. With that Terra Grass onto Dondozo, Game 2. And obviously the champion for a reason. But yeah, and Dondozo's really scary and everything. Next week we are up against his good friend Nick of, at the time, the Dino Dogs with Raging Bolt, Bodango, Raging Bolt, Walking Wake, Torkoal, Slacking, Kingambit, Oranguru, Galarian Weezing, Uxie, Medicham, and White Basculegion. So yeah, we'll be looking to keep this streak up and everything. GG's to Coach Dill and Triple Iron Crown. We'll catch y'all for week 2. Scubar, over and out.